Turn now to James Creedon. He's here with Truth or Fake, our daily fact-checking segment in association with France 24 Observers.
Hi, Monty.
Hi there. So we're starting with a video of an attack on a young person. This video has been used for political ends here in France to cast immigrants in a negative light.
So let's take a look first at the video in question, Monty. It was attached to a social media post by a far-right politician. We'll take a look at that in a moment. But what you can see here is a scene of teenagers behaving kind of badly, really, on the platform of a train station. Various sort of acts of I suppose, just bad behaviour. And this girl here was tripped and sort of ended up falling in between the train and the platform. Now, that video got an awful lot of attention some months back. Let's take a look at how it was explained by Thierry Tsagalos, who is a politician who stood in local elections for the National Rally, the far-right party here in France. He said, one sec, it's actually over here, the actual original comment, that what luck we have for France, he said here, and he refers to what happened on the platform of this train station, and he said that those responsible should be deported from the country. So there were two, I suppose, suppositions here. First of all, that it happened in France, and second of all, that it involved, I suppose, people who were not French natives or people who were immigrants. And
so, in fact, on both of those counts, he's wrong.
Absolutely. If what happened was our Observers team here at France 24, they used this reverse video check technology, and you can basically process a video into this tool, and it brings you back to the original source of the video. That video, we can even take another look at it now. It was actually in Dublin in April of this year. So Thierry Tsagalos was talking about something that had taken place months previously in a completely different country. And in fact, all of the, you can see there that incident. I mean, even the train, everything about, if you actually listen to the audio more closely, you can hear English being spoken. It clearly didn't take place in France. So either Thierry Tsagalos was trying to mislead his followers into believing that this video took place in France, or perhaps more likely he himself was misled and shared this video in a further misleading way. But there was an awful lot of press coverage of this at the time in Ireland. Youths released after questioning over DART, which is the suburban rail system in Dublin, disorder. And so you can see there in that coverage the rail system and the fact that it's clearly not in France. And indeed, all of the reporting around that, even though it was dealing with young members of a gang who were minors, so we don't really have precise information about their identity, but nothing indicates that there was any immigrant component to their profiles whatsoever. So what happened in the aftermath of that was Thierry Tsagalos sort of adapted or edited or redacted his post, which you can do on Facebook, and he spoke instead of France, he spoke about Europe. You can see there that he sort of made a correction, and he sort of persisted with the claim that this was still somehow involving immigration. And he spoke about how multiculturalism in Ireland, which is being supported by mainstream French and European party elites, is still to blame for this. Now, it's worth noting that since then he has deleted the post entirely. So I think he's kind of, it was a partial climb down and then a full climb down. But it's the sort of video that can lead to a great degree of misunderstanding, and that can strengthen false perceptions about what's going on with certain parts of the population and risks they might pose. In this case, it didn't happen in France. It didn't even involve populations that had anything at all to do with immigration. Now, this particular story, France 24 has been looking at it in association with the Institut Convergence Migration here in France. They are very interested in debunking videos of this nature, which cast aspersions on immigrants or descendants of immigrants here in France. And so this is one example of what, unfortunately, is at times a phenomenon online.
Well, and like you said, he was trying to retract this, but once it gets on social media, it kind of has a life of its own, doesn't it?
Right, exactly. Yeah. And unfortunately, not everyone who saw that his post will have seen the corrected version of events.
Exactly. Okay, James Creedon with our segment, Truth or Fake, our daily fact-checking segment. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Monty.
That's it for now. Stay tuned for more world news coming up here on France 24.